Donald Trump held a press conference today where he touched on a number of issues, including coronavirus. He continued to spread disinformation. And while he's usually unhinged during these press conferences, today he was a little extra. Let's take a look.
This was right at the beginning. This was our prediction that if we do a really good job, we'll be at about 100,000 to 240,000 deaths. And we're below that substantially, and we'll see what comes out. But that would be if we did the good job. If the not so good job was done, you'd be between 1.5 million. I remember these numbers so well, and 2.2 million. That's quite a difference. So we're down in this territory. And that's despite the fact that the blue states had tremendous death rates. If you take the blue states out, we're at a level that I don't think anybody in the world would be at.
So Trump believes that we wouldn't be where we're at if it weren't for the blue states, because he's the president of some states of America, not the United States of America. He's the president. You need a federal policy implemented. You need leadership that actually positively impacts coronavirus numbers countrywide. The fact that he called out blue states, he doesn't care about blue states. He's the guy who shows up to California during wildfires that are killing people, devastating their neighborhoods, totally destroying their homes. And the expert commentary he had was, well, why don't you guys rake the forests like they do in Norway? Which, by the way, a lot of the forests in California are managed by the federal government. But anyway, John.
You and your facts. Yeah, but 2% of the forests are owned by California. So what about those ones, Kasparian? Look, even if you ignore how absolutely horrendous that is, that in a democracy you would talk that way. It's not true. Like 15,000 people have died in Texas. Florida has huge numbers of deaths, and the South is doing everything it can right now to catch up to some of those other places. So no, it would be absolutely, if we just had Texas's numbers, this would be an absolute disaster. But let's not skip past the absolutely unacceptable and just casual, and not the first time that he has implied that he only has to care about states that supported him, and not in something small or sort of shallow. We're talking about life and death, response to the pandemic. The man who says, I wish I could just take out those numbers, how is he going to respond the next time a disaster hits? We already know. We look at his approach to Hurricane Maria and to the pandemic. We already know this is not some small thing. This is absolutely life and death. The amount of support that he offers is contingent on the seeming loyalty of those individuals in those states.
We should take a look at our failure gap, the failure gap that compares the United States to other countries that have actually done a pretty decent job, like the European Union. So that's the failure gap. You can see how the United States has the number of coronavirus cases shooting up, whereas the European Union not only flattened the curve, they lowered the number of coronavirus cases. Americans are banned from traveling to a lot of different countries. We're failing, but Trump will have you believe that he's being congratulated for the wonderful job he's doing. Take a look.
We have done a phenomenal job. I get calls from other people in other countries. They can't believe the job we've done. And then they'll say, is there any way that you could get us ventilators? I say, how many do you need? 1,000 ventilators. I said, we'll be able to take care of it.
On February 7th, the same day that Donald Trump told Bob Woodward that the coronavirus is airborne, that it's more lethal than the common flu, when he explained in detail how devastating this virus really is, Mike Pompeo tweeted an image of PPE, masks, equipment that our medical professionals desperately needed during this pandemic, posted a picture of all of that equipment going on a plane on its way to China. So yeah, we have contributed some to the humanitarian effort in other countries, but we did it in the worst possible way when our own country was about to be slammed by the virus. No one is calling Trump to congratulate him on how he's doing a great job. We lead the world in coronavirus deaths and cases. The only feasible, reality could be that Kim Jong-un hit him up and was like, oh, dear leader, your firm hand, I'm still dreaming about it. But I also want to tell you, you're doing a great job on coronavirus. Now let us build our nuclear weapons. Like, that's the only way I could believe that someone hit up Trump to let him know he's doing a great job, because he's failing miserably.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. It's a lie. It's just a lie. Trump is, it seems weird, you seem crazy when you acknowledge it. He is the sort of person that just imagines people that love him and praise him and says it. Normal people cannot conceive of going about their day just lying about the praise they've gotten from some anonymous third party. It's legit crazy behavior. It's not even in the top 10 of craziest things that he does, but it didn't happen. And why would it? The only way that America won't end up being the absolute worst hit from this is if one of his, authoritarian buddies manages to surpass him someday. If Brazil continues on the path it's on, maybe Russia, they seem to have gotten a little bit of control of it. Those are the only ones that could conceivably do worse than us. And for much the same reason that we've done as poorly as we have.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.